up, Tzu Chi volunteers in Southern Africa distribute rice from Taiwan to needy families in Mozambique. We see how construction project to help rebuild Lanhui Island is bringing more harm than good. Welcome to DaAi Headlines. I'm Wendy Chen. Thank you for joining us. We kick off today's program in Southern Africa with the rice donation from Taiwan having arrived in Mozambique. Tzu Chi and local volunteers quickly arranged a distribution to hand out the 2,000 bags of rice to needy families. Though the roads to remote areas were rough, volunteers were determined to bring love to those in need.
Once rice from Taiwan has arrived in Mozambique, Tzu Chi volunteers here hurry to hold an aid distribution. During transportation, however, the truck carrying the rice found itself stuck in the sand. Local residents decided to help by forming an 80-meter-long line and pass the bags down to the distribution site by hand. Through a computer slideshow, volunteers introduced the Tzu Chi Foundation to Matendene residents. The local Red Cross Deputy Director and General Secretary were also in attendance to learn more about Tzu Chi, as they were sent to the event by their superior to help if and when needed.
And say thank you for your great support.
The volunteers' next stop is 50 kilometers away at Muamba. When the truck is stuck in the sand again, friendly truckers pitch in to help, prove that in doing good deeds, there will always be plenty of hands on deck. Similar to the increase of numbers of volunteers helping out at the distribution, this time 2 Samaritans offered their assistance.
Taiwan with South Africa, we also have the Mozambique, Australian and now Colombian.
Hello. The distribution took places at a local volunteer's grandmother's house, which also doubles as a contact point for Tzu Chi. The chief of the village also made it a point to stop by and show his appreciation.
No charity organization has entered our old and poor village. We thank God for Tzu Chi. Amen.
The previous day, 2 local volunteers changed buses 3 times and walked 50 minutes to reach the distribution site to prepare. As it was already night by the time they arrived, they slept underneath the stars. Waking up at 4 in the morning to complete their task, the 2 volunteers are shining examples of how the love of Tzu Chi has inspired local volunteers in Mozambique to give what they can.
Moving to the Philippines, as 1/3 of the population lives below the poverty line, a trip to the doctors is a luxury many cannot afford. To ensure impoverished families receive adequate medical care, Tzu Chi volunteers and team of doctors regularly carried out free clinics in remote areas. This time, Tzu Chi's medical team arrived at one of the most poverty-stricken cities of Dipolo in Zamboanga, where they helped 88 patients undergo surgery.
Dear Lisa.
This 5-year-old boy who suffers hernia traveled with his father for 3 hours in order to see a doctor at Tzu Chi's free clinic.
We are expected to operate about 80 patients in this 2-day mission, so we need 4 operating tables so we can help more people. For table, there will be 4 teams.
As the patients are sent to the recovery room following their successful operation, Tzu Chi volunteers take their pictures so as to alleviate the anxiety of waiting family members.
Nanay ni Kyle, tapos na operation. Ano, okay na? Ang iyak, iyak ng iyak.
Tingnan Diyos, ha?
This patient's blood pressure has become unstable following the surgery. However, working together, the medical team is able to cope at the same time as they keep up their progress in the operating room.
That's why it's very important that we have a very cohesive team. We cannot just pick doctors anywhere. It's very important that each doctor knows the capability of one and they trust each other. And what's so nice about this team is that they know each and everyone.
Sudden blackouts are a frequent occurrence in the more remote areas of the Philippines. The free clinic team, however, has a contingency plan.
We know it can happen. That's why we prepared for this. We had an extension cord. So when it happened today, everybody knew what they will do. So nothing to worry.
This is Dr. Ke Xianzhi. In 1998, despite the increased social tension in Zamboanga, he decided to join TIMA and carry out free clinics. Since then, he has created a close bond with Yang Weishun and the Tzu Ji family.
When we came here for the first time, Yang Weishun was not yet a certified Tzu Ji volunteer. Following the second free clinic, we started working together. They called me for help and I said no problem.
During this two-day mission, TIMA doctors and volunteers worked over 15 hours, helping 88 patients in total.
In the early days, as patients finished their operation, we carried them on a stretcher to the recovery room.
为什么要穿这个？小会肿。这代表什么？
The main difference between TIMA doctors and other doctors is that our TIMA doctors really are patient-centered. They don't take too much breaks. They only take one full meal like lunchtime, then snacks they take turns. They would like to help as much people as possible.
If you ask these doctors if they are exhausted, they say yes. However, if you ask if they are willing to come once again, they say yes, it's our pleasure.
At each Tzu Ji's free clinic, when patients wake up from their operation, their smiles are the most wonderful reward. Their smiles will always be in my heart and carry me through all sorts of challenges ahead.
With the two-day free clinic concluding on a perfect note, in our next report, we take you to see how Tzu Ji volunteers tend to patients staying in recovery rooms.
To participate in this year's annual TIMA conference in Hualien, 3 TIMA volunteers from Haiti have arrived in Taiwan after a 20-hour-long flight. The trio also seized their time before the seminar to visit the Hualien Tzu Ji Hospital in hopes of gaining practical experience to take back home. Crammed inside a small bathroom are 2 TIMA volunteers from Haiti. Although they do not speak Mandarin, their caring and thoughtful gestures dissolve all language barriers.
I had the opportunity to treat many people, and so being a volunteer, it's a great work for me. It's something that I enjoy doing, and I see how you treat well people here, and this is the one thing that we are carrying together.
Holding an electronic razor, this is the first time DaAi has trimmed a patient's hair. At the end of this year, DaAi will become the first local certified Tzu Ji commissioner in Haiti. DaAi first met Tzu Ji in 2009 after the earthquake, and since then has always held Master Zhen Yan's teachings close to his heart.
And she thought that we should do more, that take care of the patient, bathe them, give them more love. So I came here to learn, what we do at the Buddhist Tzu Chi General Hospital, so I can come back and teach the volunteers at the hospital.
The Haiti Ministry of Health Director Dr. Michel also personally attends to several patients. Having crossed oceans and flown some 20 hours by plane, these 3 Haitian volunteers are showing that no matter where you go, Tzu Ji's compassionate heart will be there. The Tzi Collegiate Youth Association in Indonesia recently reached its 10-year milestone. To celebrate the occasion, Tzi put on a musical adaptation of the Sutra of Innumerable Meanings to an audience of over 800 at the Pantai Kapuk Jingsi Hall. In the 8-month rehearsals, through studying the Sutra, Tzi not only learned the meaning behind the Buddhist scripture, but were able to take the Dharma to heart and put it into practice in their daily lives.
To celebrate the 10th anniversary of Tzi in Indonesia, Tzi are putting on the performance of the musical adaptation of the Sutra of Innumerable Meaning.
There is no better way to express our feelings for Tzi or celebrate 10 years of Tzi in Indonesia than this.
Practicing and studying for 8 months were not only the current crop of Tzi but also Tzi alumni who came back especially for the occasion.
Today, everyone was giving their best. No matter what the result is, what is important is the amount of heart they threw into their perpetration and practice.
This event was an inspiration for me. Through the study groups, we have become inheritors of the Master's Dharma, which we can pass on to our family and friends. The Dharma is also now much more established in our lives.
Over the past decade, one class of Tzi after another have taken over the responsibility of carrying Tzi's missions, and with the creativity, wisdom, and enthusiasm that they showed at their most recent performance, it is sure that these Tzi will continue to encourage more youngsters to walk the Tzi path.
In Indonesia, many from the countryside tend to move to the capital of Jakarta to pursue a better life. However, without skills and proper education, it is hard to find a stable job in the city. In 2003, Tzi established the DaAi village and relocated residents living along the Angke River, including those from Kapuk village. Tzi also launched a career center to help these residents become financially independent and break away from the cycle of sickness and poverty. Let's take a look.
We don't have many job opportunities in the countryside, and most of them are agricultural related jobs. I decided to pursue a better life in Jakarta. Right now I'm working in a clothing factory as a seamstress.
With this dream in mind, Siti Jawinga traveled from her hometown in Batam province to Jakarta in search of a better life. Since then, 10 years have passed and Kapuk village has become her second home.
My salary is not that high, but I'm able to make ends meet. Right now I can carry some of my parents' financial burden, but we still don't have enough money to purchase a house.
Indeed, it is easy to find a job in the city, but the cost of living is higher compared to the countryside. As a result, without skills or a proper educational background, it is hard to make ends meet.
Kenapa mereka senang ke Jakarta? Karena di Jakarta ini selalu orang.
Many people from remote areas like to live in Jakarta because many of them have heard that the city is very convenient and easy to find a job. In reality, without skills, it is hard to find a job in Jakarta.
My aunt brought me to Jakarta because she told me that there were many more job opportunities in big city. After I graduated from school, I moved to Jakarta to pursue a better life. I have learned to become a seamstress because my aunt says it is easier for me to find a job that way.
The Kapuk village is located near the Angke River, which has easy access to transportation arteries and factories. As a result, it has become the first choice for many immigrants despite its poor living standards. In 2003, Tzi relocated these residents to the DaAi village at the same time as it opened up a career center.
The career training program launched by the Tzi Indonesia chapter is free, and the materials are all provided by Tzi. We only need to show up in class and work hard. The volunteers and teachers were very happy when we put a lot of effort in learning the skills.
Nina Kurniash learned hair and makeup skills at the career center located inside the DaAi village. Thanks to the program, Nia Kurniash now has a stable job at a beauty salon.
Nia Kurniash is a very good employee. She greets the customers in a polite and friendly manner. She's a very responsible and hardworking employee.
The Career Center located in the Tingkaran DaAi village offers a variety of classes from hair and makeup, pastry and cooking, sewing, computer skills and more. After finishing the training program, many students have found stable jobs that have led to an improvement in their financial situation.
I have learned skills for hair and makeup at the Career Center. My family's financial situation has changed for the better. Right now I can send money back home and my parents can use that money to grow guava and live a better life.
Now with skills in hand, these residents have become financially independent and are ready to strive for a brighter future for themselves and their families.
After Typhoon Tenbin left a trail of destruction in Lanyu Township last year, the government began a series of construction works this March to help rebuild the island. With a huge amount of cement needed for the 24 projects planned, residents here have begun to wonder of the damage these concrete roads and buildings might do to their island. Here's more.
After Typhoon Tenbin devastated Lanyu Township last August, the Yeyo Elementary School rebuilt its classrooms and playgrounds. Back then, a local supermarket was completely torn apart and residential buildings and boats were all severely damaged. To help the island rebuild, over the past year, the government has set aside 165.36 million NT dollars for the 24 reconstruction projects to be carried out starting in March this year.
I suggested the government to set up a temporary location to mix the cement.
The township office believes that the current 3 areas used to mix cement are not enough to accommodate their needs and thus plan to set up a 4th location near the Dongqing tribe.
The 3 tribes of Yeyin, Dongqing and Langdao are where all the construction is being carried out. So I chose Dongqing, which is in the center of the island and thus will make it easier to transport materials.
Nonetheless, the location picked in Dongqing happens to be where sweet potatoes and taros are planted, a staple food for local residents.
The banana trees were really tall and they were dug out. We won't be notified that they were excavated in the area and sometimes they came at night.
Besides looking really ugly, the cement will damage our ecology as well as our environment. It will destroy the whole of Lanyu.
Residents wonder if the less than 50 square kilometer sized Lanyu will soon be buried in cement. Seeing how their beautiful island is slowly being covered up by construction, residents are beginning to question whether this is what they really want.
When you make everything with cement, it will bring invisible damage to our environment. Basically, the planning unit doesn't live here, so they design the island according to what they would normally design in Taiwan.
After construction was completed for the Kaiyuan Harbor in 1971, the metal frame and concrete path prevented residents from using their traditional canoes. Not long after, around the island highway was built in 1973, Dao tribe's underground houses were soon replaced by concrete houses.
If I lived in a traditional house, how would I make a living? Without any subsidies, I would rather tear the traditional housing down.
Whether the series of construction projects on Lanyu Island will be a success or a catastrophe is still unknown, but one wonders if the magnificent scenery and abundant culture of Lanyu will be the ultimate victim.
Tomorrow promotes the right concept regarding organ donation. The organ transplant team at the Darling Tzu Hospital arrived at Huwei Senior High School in Yunlin County to share with the students the idea behind organ donation. A recipient, Mr. Lee, was also on site to speak of how his life was made better thanks to the transplant surgery.
Standing in front of the students sharing his life story is Mr. Lee, who was diagnosed with liver disease many years ago. Just when he thought he hit rock bottom, someone donated their liver to Lee, giving him a new lease on life.
When I received the organ donation, I thought when I get better, I will do my best to give what I can. I can't give great love, but I can share a little of my love, so I thought I would come here today to share my story.
Neurosurgeon of Dalian City Hospital, Dr. Zhang Qunming, is also present to speak of the right attitude towards organ donations. Today is the first time many students have heard of such a term. I think organ donation is an act of bravery and love. If life takes me someday, I will want to sign the donation card because I think it can help others, and it is also a way to extend our life.
Through today's activity, we hope to help the students understand what it means to be brain dead and what organ donation is. More importantly, we hope to inspire them to cherish their life and be filial to their parents.
Besides living every minute of our lives to the fullest, organ donation is also a way to continue giving even when we're gone.
In Malaysia, city volunteers all around the nation are taking to the streets to inspire 1 million residents to sign up to become city members. In Kedah, volunteers managed to collect donations from 400 new members, while students at the Penanting City Kindergarten also raised funds from local firefighters. Here at Kedah, Malaysia, city volunteers in Kodan are taking to the street to inspire 1 million members of the public to join the Buddhist NGO. In a traditional market, some store owners make a donation, while a sanitary worker also gives what he can.
Last time when we experienced flooding, your organization came to help us. So I recognize you. It was in 2005. I know that your foundation does not differentiate between race or ethnicity, and I know where your office is.
Seeing the blue and white uniformed volunteers, villagers do not hesitate in handing over their donations, as they know it will go to those in need.
There is no such thing as cheating. This is an ordinary act. We must donate with sincerity.
I feel that society is full of love. You see, even local residents are able to donate. Why can't we from the Chinese community do so? Regardless of how much, many a little will make a mickle.
Over 2 days, some 400 residents signed up to become a city member, showing that it is never too difficult when one has the will. Meanwhile, at the Penang City Kindergarten, students joined the campaign to inspire the love and compassion by canvassing for donations from firefighters.
I am here at the firefighter station to give my love. I gave the firefighters bamboo coin banks to raise funds for the dialysis center.
We hope that the firefighters would donate to help dialysis patients and others.
Then we hope that we also give our moral support to give some donation to the association, the Buddhist association, to run the dialysis center.
Believing that there is love in everyone's hearts, city volunteers work together in hopes of getting 1 million residents to join city's ranks. As this year marks the 20th anniversary of Tzu in Malaysia, city volunteers around the nation joined in a campaign to call on 1 million residents to sign up to become Tzu members. And volunteers also organized a media conference to promote the concept of saving 50 cents a day to help dialysis patients in the long run. We'll leave you with these images. Thank you for tuning in. Goodbye.